Hey YouTube, Motor Racing Network, Steve Post here. Another great Diecast review show. We are so glad you joined us here as we are midway through the chase. 8 drivers have been eliminated and 8 drivers remain running for the championship as we are down to the round of 8. Let's take a look at those 8 and some of the diecast we have of some of ththose 8 drivers. Joey Logano, he won the most recent race at Talladega. Look at this, the Shell Pennzoil Ford. We have Joey Logano diecast in stock. Now Jimmie Johnson, he's the number 2 seed. He picked up the win at Charlotte Motor Speedway a few weeks back. This is the classic Lowe's Chevy of Jimmie Johnson. This car always looks good, would be a great collection or a great addition to your diecast collection. Kevin Harvick's Busch Beer car. This has been a very popular diecast car, and what I'm telling you in saying that is you need to order this one up. Right now we've got a few left in stock, and they are rolling out of here fast, so you need to get this Busch Beer diecast for Kevin Harvick. The number 4 seed is Matt Kenseth up at Joe Gibbs Racing. Here's the DeWalt Made in the USA car that Matt Kenseth has raced a couple of times this year. His teammate up at Joe Gibbs Racing, Carl Edwards. We have his diecast as well, the Stanley Tools Toyota. Again, continuing on the Joe Gibbs theme, we've got Denny Hamlin, the FedEx Express car. Denny Hamlin diecast in stock. And here it is, the Kurt Busch Monster Energy car. Kurt alive and well in the chase, the round of 8. As we continue on, this is the Monster Energy Chevrolet and the classic M&M's car. Love this look, love this race car for Kyle Busch. The M&M's Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Kyle is alive and well in the round of 8, and we have diecast available. So, diecast available of all the 8 championship drivers, and we've had so much fun here over the last couple of weeks at Plan B Sales. In fact, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. joined us, and in just a second, just after the flash across the screen, if you will, we'll chat with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We're now joined in our studio by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Hey, Ricky, how are you, man?
Man, I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, fantastic. Seeing Old Miss colors.
Yeah.
How's, do I dare ask?
Going good. Season's going good. We've started strong every game. We haven't finished every game exactly how we needed to, but I feel really good about the rest of our season. Coach texted me this morning, asked me if the race was going to happen tonight. Told him not tonight, but tomorrow. He said it's an off weekend for them, so he tapes all of our races, even when they are playing, and he rewatches all of our races. He's a huge race fan.
That is so cool. We're recording this on the day of the race at Charlotte that has been postponed. So on Saturday of Charlotte week, we're postponed. What's that like to have? What's that like to have that relationship with the coach?
It's cool. It's somebody that's so busy.
Yeah.
Trying to get their team ready for each event and each game. To text me good luck in qualifying or ask me how qualifying went, and the night before the game, he's like, hey, what's the weather look like for tomorrow? Do I need to change my recording? What channel's it coming on? And so he's super into it, and it's really cool.
That is really, really neat. The team aspect of it, the sports athlete of it, have you learned from having someone who's a coach, have you learned different things about it that have helped you and helped your team along the way?
Yeah, I tell you what, going to a few of the football games, I'll get to 2 this year. I didn't get to any last year. I got to 2 the year before. But being in the locker room for coaches' speeches before the game makes you, like, you're sitting there and you feel like you're going to go out and play for the team. Like, he gets you that motivated and that pumped up. And I know a couple years ago he talked to Kevin Harvick's team. He became friends with Rodney Childress after Coach came to the Talladega race. And so he gave them a pep talk, and I think it worked out pretty well for them as well.
I think it did, absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, they were hoisting it down high above their heads. Really cool. Ricky, when we look at this season, it's been, and we've talked. There's no secret the Roush Fenway camp. You guys are playing from behind. How do you feel? Have you made some progress this year? What's your assessment of your season?
To start the season, we made a lot of progress, and I was really happy with the way things were going, and hoping to continue that progress. We kind of stalled out there for a while. We're searching and trying to make sure that we do everything that we can the rest of this season to put us back to where we need to be to start the season next year. So all the work that we're putting into our cars right now are ultimately for 2017 to make sure that we start strong next year, and then hopefully we start strong and then continue the progress next year instead of letting it stall out a little bit. So we've had some really good runs. We've had some not so okay runs, and some that that we want to forget. So, we got 7 races left, and I think, we can have some strong showings, and that's what we plan on doing.
Couple of really cool cars you've had this year. It's been this Sunny D car, and of course we have the Diecast autographed, non-autographed version available at planbsales.com. Man, I'll tell you what, that car got to make you happy climbing aboard that car.
It does. Drinking Sunny D when I was a kid and growing up, it was really cool that, we ended up getting the sponsorship of it, and we, remade some of the older commercials, and it's been a fun partnership so far. Not to mention the paint scheme is bright.
Yes.
I like bright colors, and this thing looks really good on the racetrack, and it's been pretty fast for us. So hopefully we can keep it up front every time we drive it.
Speaking of great paint schemes, Darlington has just become a favorite for so many of us. The old DW paint scheme, the number 17 car at Darlington. We love the paint scheme, love the race car. Are you, the Darlington race, the different paint schemes, are you a history buff, or does it make you a history buff? What does that mean to you to be able to apply some colors like that?
I love history. I don't really dig into it a lot, but I definitely love it. And I was really hoping we were going to be able to get our first win, like DW did in this paint scheme. But I love the idea that Darlington has brought on to our sport, and there's such new fans at our races that haven't seen some of these cars, and so it's cool to for them to go back in time and look and see who drove them and where all the paint schemes came from. And I know the teams are loving it, and we really, every year it seems like the teams kind of step their game up and go further and further. So we're always, we get done with Darlington, we're looking forward to Darlington next year and trying to see what we can come up with.
Well, it's always exciting. Great to have you here. Thanks for taking some time, autographing some cars. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. autographed diecast is available at planbsales.com. Thanks again.
Not a problem. Thank y'all.
Great hanging out and chatting with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here at Plan B Sales. Now, what we did, and these are going to be released over the next few weeks piecemeal, okay? We're going to announce it on our social media that these cars are available, and you're going to want to jump on. We're just going to have a good time with this. We actually did this already with one car, and it sold out instantly, so we had a lot of fun when Ricky and when Kyle Larson were here, and we had them use different color Sharpies on the car. So this was the Salute to the Bravest car from a few years ago, and look, the color of the Sharpie on the windshield matches up with the car. Here's the Darlington throwback car, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but look at the color. We signed with a different Sharpie here, making these unique, one-of-a-kind, only available at Plan B Sales Diecast. The Fastenal colors with the blue signature on it, the Nationwide Insurance car of Stenhouse with the blue on it as well, and the NOS Energy colors of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with the blue again. One-of-a-kind diecast for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. You can look the world over, and you're never going to find them signed like this with the various color pens. Likewise, we had Kyle Larson with us, and we did the same thing. Look, the Eneos colors with the orange marker. We've got the classic red Target colors and red marker on it, and a color chrome car with the Target with the red Sharpie as well. Very, very unique, one-of-a-kind diecast. Isn't that what we're looking for? One-of-a-kind, unique diecast, and we have it available at planbsales.com. We mentioned and shared with you our interview with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Let's now share our interview with Kyle Larson that we had a few weeks back. We are joined now in our Plan B Sales studio by Kyle Larson, who joins us here. Of course, we're looking at the great die-cast cars and everything. Kyle, good to see you again. Welcome back to Plan B.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. We have had to sit out some rain this weekend, but I'm happy to be here at Plan B Sales.
We are recording this on the Saturday, the rain day of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, so we're under a rain delay, but no delay here as we continue on. Kyle, when we look at your season, made it into the chase, that big win at Michigan, how would you assess your season?
Yeah, our season's been up and down as usual. Seems like Ganassi Racing, Chip Ganassi Racing's had that over the years, and we started the year off really bad, and everybody at the shop worked extremely hard to get our cars better, and we got good there through about April, May, June, and end of April, I guess it would be, and we really turned the corner and became competitive again. Almost won a couple races early in the year, and then kind of stalled out a little bit, but then around Bristol and Michigan time, Watkins Glen actually I was good, then Bristol I was good, and we got a little bit of a mess, and then Michigan, yeah, was good to get the first win out of the way, lock into the chase, and then in the chase, we didn't have much good luck. Chicago, we had the right front tire come apart with 10 to go and lost the lap, and then Dover, we had the battery issues that we had going on there, and ended up finishing 25th and missed the cutoff to get into the next round.
You missed it along the way, but getting that first one out of the way, what was that like? Was there something that you, beyond winning the race, it's something, and Lord knows we talked about it long enough, finally getting that first win. Is there something now, as we're a few weeks removed, that kind of stands out or made that just even more special?
I mean, I don't know. I think your first win's always special. I think the longer you have to wait and the closer I've gotten to winning, before that makes getting that first win that much more special. Most of the racing I've done, you might take me a few months to get a win, and the Cup Series took me a few years. So it was a big relief to finally get that first one out of the way.
Is that a testament to how difficult the Sprint Cup Series is, and getting all the things not only aligned for yourself as a driver, but aligned with the team as well?
Yeah, the Cup Series is extremely tough. Obviously I was always a World Outlaw fan. I was like, there's no way the Cup Series can be any tougher than the Outlaw Series. But once I got to to NASCAR and racing the Cup Series, it's just insane how tough it is. Just because there's 40 teams that are all separated by a couple of tenths, so it doesn't take much to be way off. But then it also doesn't take that much to kind of get to at least to the top 10. It's that next little step to be competing for wins every week which is really tough, and that's what all the Gibbs guys have right now in Harvick. They're week in and week out can win the race, and that's what we need to keep fighting or searching for.
It's such a challenge to move one of these teams because there's so many parts and pieces and elements and so much time to produce things. Does it ever? It probably does get frustrating, but how do you deal with that patience of step by step going forward, even though sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's this sport's extremely frustrating, especially when you come from the background I came from, where equipment was important, but it wasn't everything. And in the Cup Series, well, really in pavement racing in general, majority of it is just having all the right pieces in place to be a winning team and a championship team, and so that's the most frustrating part. But luckily we have a lot of smart people at our race shop at Chip Ganassi Racing. We have great sponsors with Target, Ineos, Parker Store, all of Target's vendors that help out. So we have the resources we need. We just got to get that little bit better to be contending every week.
Finally, you're not the most recent winner in the family. Thursday night here at Charlotte, the Better Half Dash, and the Better Half Dash is a charity race for Motor Racing Outreach and some other charities. Your girlfriend, Caitlin Sweet, who those of you who follow sprint car racing, Brad's sweet sister, so she gets a little bit of the racing vibe, that's for sure. But she won the race. I believe you were spotting for her or coaching her along. How much fun was that?
Yeah, it was fun. She got to do it last year, and she was the show. She was in the lead, spun out, went to the back, got back to second, just ran out of laps to get the win, and then this year, she did a great job. She stayed calm the whole time. She qualified first, so started on the pole, led just about every lap. Her restarts weren't great. She would not open her entry up enough, and I was trying to be careful on how much I told her to do because I didn't want her to yell at me or get mad at me. So, yeah, she did a good job, kept her composure, and got the win. So that was really cool. She had Nature-Made vitamins on the car. They sponsored the event. And they're also on my Xfinity car this weekend, so it was cool for her to get in victory, and hopefully I can do the same this week.
Do the same, man. Got to get the name back. Got to get the win, the most recent win back.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Finally, just all the great diecast here at Plan B. We've had a chance to have you sign them. Does it amaze you just the number of diecast cars and the passion that the fans have, because they wouldn't be made if people didn't buy them, and it's just amazing.
No, for sure. I was a huge diecast collector when I was like 11 to probably 15 years old, before I started racing sprint cars and stuff. So I've spent lots of money on diecast cars, and it's just a lot of fun to just look at them and see all the little bits of detail that goes into them, and so I still look at diecast cars a lot on the internet, and I've collected a lot of old like vintage sprint car midget and silver crown cars, so or champ cars. So I'm still collecting, and it's fun to see my race cars now out there for other people to buy, and you come here, and You guys got so many, and it's awesome. It's really cool to see. Like I said, like you're saying, I'm a big diecast collector, so I like coming here.
Well, it's great to have you here with us, as always. Great to chat with you here on a YouTube video. And folks, if you want some of that autographed diecast, it's available at planbsales.com, freshly signed by Kyle Larson. So there you have it, Kyle Larson hanging out with us here at Plan B Sales. We just love when our racers come by, and we'll keep working on getting drivers here and signing autographs so you have unique diecast like the ones in front. Or you can get the standard diecast, the drivers racing for the chase for the championship. It kicks off Martinsville, Virginia, then Texas Motor Speedway and Phoenix International Raceway, and it all winds up down at Homestead Miami Speedway when we crown all the champions, the 2016 Sprint Cup Series champion, the Xfinity Series champion, and the Camping World Truck Series champion. It's Ford Championship weekend. Now, we want to wrap this all up by saying, play along with us, folks. We are having so much fun. We're race fans just like you are. We're the race fans' choice for diecast, and we have a lot of fun. You know how you hang out, like to talk racing? Well, go to our Facebook page and hang out and talk racing with us there. We do surveys a lot of times. We show you the latest deals on diecast, ask some questions, get some feedback, have you share some pictures of your diecast. We are having an absolute blast on Facebook, and we would love to have you come to the Plan B Sales Facebook page. Follow along on Twitter. You can send us your questions down below on YouTube. We'll answer them down here. We love talking with race fans because we're race fans ourselves. We sit around the office, we sit around the warehouse talking racing all day long, and we'd love to have you as part of that conversation. And with social media, you can join us. Again, our Facebook page, our Twitter account, right here on YouTube or wherever you find us. Check us out. All the great diecast deals. Remember, look for race-winning diecast, and also look for 2017 diecast. Yes, pre-orders for 2017 diecast. We have got a bunch of them. The search window at planbsales.com, type in 2017, and you will see the wide variety of pre-order diecast that we have there as well. So we've got you covered from top to bottom, from the front of the field to the back of the field, the chase drivers, our visiting drivers. We've got you all covered. Your favorite diecast is available at planbsales.com. We love that you guys are getting involved with us here on YouTube. We have the comments below. Feel free to mention your comments here. Follow us on Twitter at Plan B Sales, and we'll keep you informed on what we have. And please get some back and forth conversation going, because we love talking racing and love talking with you race fans out there, and we appreciate the business you do give us.